All right, guys.
I should have had a streamer. I'm gonna make sure I put some fire, confetti.
I'm letting the shot.
We should have popped some bottles. Or something. But welcome to a very, very, very special episode for us.
I'm popping water bottles.
Right, I'm sipping some sweet tea. Because if I drank some liquor, y'all, I'd probably be in the bed. I ain't gonna lie to you,
man.
But welcome to the 100th episode. You heard me correctly. The 100th episode of Black Bougie and About It.
I can't even believe it's been 100 episodes.
It don't feel like it. I feel like we got more.
I know.
Cause we got more.
When we were talking about that, I was like, damn, I feel like we on 200, to be honest.
Right. And if we probably went down into the archives with some of them SoundCloud episodes, it probably
it may be.
But this is our official 100th episode. Welcome back. This is Black Bougie and About It, where you get real, raw, and rich conversation. And we're just so pleased and happy to be here. 100 episodes where we have seen a lot of growth. Y'all have been rocking with us. We have, started out with zero everything. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here. And I know some people might look at our page and be like, oh, y'all ain't done it. But I don't care. Fuck y'all. We have grown. We have done so much, I think.
We have
over the time, and our content has gotten better. Our discussions have gotten better. Our just everything to me has gotten better. Over this last probably I would say 2 years, where we've been like consistent.
Oh yeah.
So I'm proud of us. I'm excited for us. I want to thank me. For taking care of me, always looking out for me, whatever Snoop Dogg said. But yeah, I'm happy for us, y'all. Like, it's 100 episodes.
I'm just so happy that I'm so happy for our perseverance and for us just sticking with it and always kind of like reinventing ourselves. Y'all don't know, but we have always had a few little like bumps in the road.
Always. And we always probably will.
And we always pivot. Like, it don't even, that's why, like, once things happen, sometimes I'm not even mad, because every time something happens, we end up coming out better. We end up coming out, like, greater than we were before. And it just kind of stretches our creativity, like, makes us get creative and adjust to what we got going on. So I'm just so excited for us. I'm so like happy that we're still doing it. This is literally like my therapy, my creative outlet. Like I really
this is my child. I tell people all the podcast is my baby. Fuck having kids. This is my kid.
Yes, literally. So I'm just excited for us. I love it. I love all our growth. I hope you guys like all of our pictures, all of our content, all our things. Like we the team of us. The
team of we.
The team of we. What's that movie? Welcome Home, Roscoe.
Yeah, Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Like the team of me. Yeah, the team of we.
The team of we. That's the title of today's episode.
The team of we, baby. We do it all ourselves. Okay. So I just want to shout out to us.
And we are living proof. I also wanted to say this because, people be getting out there on the interwebs and be like, oh, you can't work with women, and women working together is always messy, it's drama, da-da-da. We don't have no drama. Now, do we sometimes have to have a meeting of the minds?
Yeah.
Everybody got to have that.
Everybody do that.
Jessica ain't bickering. We ain't arguing. We ain't calling each other bitches and hoes and doing all this shit. We have a problem. We sit down like two grown-ass women. We discuss it. We come to a solution and we move on. And that's something that I'm very appreciative of, because it's hard when you if anybody is watching this and they know or listening to this and you have tried to go in business with a friend or done stuff with a friend, y'all know sometimes and a lot of times the shit don't work out. And it's not because your friend ain't a good friend and you don't love them and they don't love you and y'all don't love each other. But it's just when you start talking about business and really trying to do things and put things in order, a lot of times that's hard because the lines can get really blurred. But with us, I'm really proud of how we've been able to establish we've been able to not only nurture and grow our friendship within the podcast, but also nurture and grow a business relationship within the podcast.
Of course, yeah.
So
I think it's because me and you are both really genuine people. I feel like that's why people either really, really love us or they don't like us at all. Like we're both kind of like take it or leave it people.
Straight shooter.
So like I feel like we work because we understand each other. Like we be here and we both really genuine. Like we both come into things with good intentions. And we just like, okay, cool, let's do it. Like me and you ain't like, oh, well, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, It's not even that kind of like energy, and so that's why it works so well. So we just really blessed for real, black bougie about it and blessed, honestly.
Quadruple B.
Okay.
Or is it 5? There might be 5. I'm not good with the numbers and stuff, y'all. But let's take a trip down memory lane and let's just think about some of the interviews we've done and the topics that we talked about. What would you say has been one of your most memorable, episodes that we've done up to this point?
Now, this is in like the very, very, very beginning, but when we interviewed Shay Johnson for the show,
I don't even know where that footage is. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We have no idea where that shit is. But we interviewed what's her name? Bucky?
Yes. I know she don't want to be called that anymore. She's right. Shay Johnson. But we interviewed her. She's actually our very first like guest to come on our show. So I think you can still go back and listen to those. I know when we posted about the show, it's still on our Instagram page. So if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see it. But
I don't know where that audio is. I think it might be on the SoundCloud or something.
I think it is on the SoundCloud. Maybe we'll find that and I'll link it. I'll link it below if I can find it.
We're gonna try. We might have to reach out to our former management.
But yeah, that was our first guest, and honestly, that was a real like, hey, just interview this person, and here you go.
I can't even remember how that happened. Like
I think she was coming up there anyway, and she interviewed like UAB radio and like Blaze radio and stuff. And so because we had just started with them, he was like, oh, like, y'all should interview her too. And I remember we talked about like fibroids and just like
loving hip
hop. She was very, very sweet too. She was very.
I had the picture, so I can make sure. I'm gonna try to make sure.
I have the picture.
Insert here the picture, but yeah, that was, and I think also that was just a sign to me that we were doing what we were supposed to do, because who the fuck gets, I mean, maybe she ain't nobody to y'all, that's fine, I don't give a fuck, but anybody on TV, if I get to interview somebody off the TV, they famous to me. And for one of our first like anything to be doing as a podcast, to actually have an interview with a well-known person, I think that was just, God letting us know, hey, y'all are, we're doing the right thing. Our steps.
Absolutely. What about you?
Oh, I don't know. We have had a lot of interesting episodes and crazy things, but I think one of the things that we've done that I really enjoyed was the Met Gala. That was just so much fun, like setting up, because I don't know about everybody else, but I grew up watching like E! News and Red Carpet and all those different with what's her name, Juliana Rancic, and some of those other like Fashion Police and just Joan Rivers and all those like kind of red carpet affairs. So to kind of get that experience myself for the podcast, to like interview people, what are you wearing tonight and where did you get this inspiration? It was just like such a moment just to be like, ooh, I just thought that was really cool for Gianni to give us that opportunity. to not only give us the chance to be seen by other people, because you know we got to meet people, advertise ourselves, and we gained a lot of traction with that alone. I just thought it was really, really, really cool. And Birmingham had never had anything like that to my knowledge, and hell, they ain't had nothing like it since. So right, Gianna, we need another Met Gala.
Right.
Hit us up.
We need another month.
Right.
That was good because I feel like too, both our personalities, we both love clothes. We love fashion. And so I was like, oh, this is so perfect for us. Because we actually care about the things of it all. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie too. When we did the last like photo shoot and like had everything set up, that was one of those moments for me where I was like, oh, like we are so much more capable, like of things than we even think we are. Cause that really like surprised me how everything came together and just like everything was good. The pictures came out great and just like went smoothly. So that really made me happy. I was just happy that like we could do something to like keep leveling up. And so I'm excited for whenever the next time we take pictures too. Like I'm already thinking about what else we can do.
Right. And I always enjoy, to piggyback off of that, working with the creatives back home in Birmingham, and I'm hoping to eventually try to link up with some creatives and people here in Nashville so we can, be in both places and establish a rapport in both places. But shout out to the Plus Experience, Dimitri. I was about to call him Meat. I was about to call him by a street name. But shout out to Dimitri, the Plus Experience, y'all. He's an amazing photographer, videographer in Birmingham. We've worked with them a few times now, and I highly recommend. He's always doing specials. He just did a Mother's Day special. He's always, and he's really, really good at what he does, whether you're doing studio shoots, outside shoots, all of that. He's amazing. So
he's actually about to take some pictures for my mom for her website and everything too. So
exactly. So he's amazing. Shout out to him. I'm trying to think of some other things. Just because this is on my forebrain, because that crazy girl DM me, I did enjoy the interview, the sit down we did with Polar Jocks. I've actually enjoyed majority of our interviews, and I like that with us, we don't get oversaturated with them. So I think it's like more special when we. It's more special. I don't know if that's correct English, but it's more special when we do have them. So it's like, oh yeah, they got guests today. They got guests, and people know that like, oh, these are people that we really rock with, because we ain't just bringing anybody and everybody on the pod, you know? So I've enjoyed all of our guests.
I'm really grateful that everybody we've brought on to were like such good people. I can't say that we've had not one guest that I didn't enjoy, or like after they came on and we got to talk to them about like their craft or whatever they were doing. I didn't have a like newfound respect for them. You know what I'm saying?
Right, correct,
like,
correct.
Whether it was the other people on the podcast, seeing how they have their systems in place for their shows and like learning how they got together, to when Classified Alias and
I was just thinking that.
Like when they came on the show, that was so fun. Just like hearing about their creative journeys and like just hearing from other people and their like stories and just like relating to people. I always loved that, meeting new people, because I had seen Wes around, but I never knew him, so that was fun.
Right. So yeah, I totally agree. Just hearing people's stories, especially with us, it's like we follow people in the creative scene and we see people at different events, whether it be Kickback After Dark or open mic nights, whatever. And to get the chance to sit down and talk to them and actually get to know them as a person, it does open up a newfound respect and appreciation. And I think I could like say that like everybody we brought on the show, we genuinely like rock with. We would probably hang out with them. Like we support them, they support us. There's been nobody that we brought on the show that hasn't supported our show further on. Like
absolutely
everybody that we brought on the show repost our episodes, comments on our episodes, pubs us, all types of things. Even when we were on Horror Stories, they haven't had a chance to come do our show yet, but even being them reaching out to us and us being on their show, that helped us out a lot. Hell, we went viral. Okay, I don't care what nobody say. The video had over 100,000 views.
Yeah.
For real. We went viral, and that in its own like just helped us, you know? So I've just been really appreciative for the creative people that we have linked up with that really like rocked with us and supported us. Because in our experience, we have had some downfalls and some trials and tribulations. So I'm just so grateful. What's that poem by Langston Hughes? Life for me ain't been no crystal stair.
Okay. And that's all right.
So, we just are so grateful. And again, it's 100 episodes. We're going to have 100 more rocking with y'all. We're going to continue to get bigger, better. I'm hoping that we can eventually migrate into doing a live show.
Yes, I would love to
have collaborations with other shows and stuff like that. So if you're a podcast and you're watching us, reach out to us right now. Matter of fact, reach out to us now. I'm telling y'all, because eventually, I keep trying to explain to y'all, we're going to charge you. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm going to start. We will eventually, not right now, but eventually the price will change. Tomorrow's price will not be today's price. So I'm trying to tell our people now, get in with us now and get you pass so that when the price go up, you won't be affected. Go ahead and get your rewards card now.
Your rewards card.
Okay. So, let's get into this episode. We don't have a whole bunch to talk about. It was a calm week for the most part. Besides like the Trump interview. And I know some people might watch this and be like, why y'all don't want to talk about CNN and Trump? I am tired. Because we gonna spend all next year talking about that motherfucker when he run when we get the presidential election stuff started. I don't want to talk about him right now. And also, nothing he does surprises us. Y'all continuously getting surprised by this racist ass motherfucker's behavior. Nothing he says and does surprises us. Okay? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's get into this. Let's start with Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, since that's the most recent thing that's happened. So recently, Gabrielle sat down and did an interview. I don't even know who she did this interview with. I can't remember who it was with. Sat down and did an interview.
Not using my anxiety and scarcity mindset to be my engine, which is hard. It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, you better work. You know, you gonna sleep in? You know, somebody might not eat. You know, come on, you gotta work. And it's hard. It's hard to let that go. So I'm working on that.
And she mentioned that, like, basically she has her own, like, trauma when it comes to, like, money and things. So because of that, her and Dwayne Wade still split the bills 50-50. And she was just saying that, like, with them doing that, there's a lot of pressure on her sometimes because it's like, if she don't get a job or if this movie gets canceled or this show gets canceled, that could be food getting taken out of somebody's mouth. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I don't know about food taken out somebody's mouth. Y'all are multimillionaires. But I can understand where she's coming from to a certain extent when she says, like, okay, if I don't get a job or whatever, if you are paying the bills 50-50 and this is the agreement that you and your husband have agreed upon and you are falling short, it can be some pressure because now you got to go to your husband or your partner and be like, yeah, babe, I ain't got it this month. I ain't got it on me. You know, I can't. I know I've been paying the mortgage, but I can't.
Not this month.
I can't do it this month. You know, I had that movie and it got canceled. So I can understand that, but I do think that in their case, it's a little bit different. So when people heard them like, oh, they did 50-50, they do 50-50. I'm like, okay, but that 50-50 ain't the same as an average 50-50, you know?
Exactly, yeah. I'm sure their bills are way different than, you know, what ours would be. I'm gonna be honest, for me, I think, okay, now let's say this, okay? Let's say this.
A precursor.
They used to call it, when I was at Alabama on the orientation team, they would call it a sweet critique. You say something nice before you know.
A compliment sandwich.
Yeah. Sweet critique. I think that if it's working for them and it's been working for them and they happy, which they seem to be, you know what I'm saying? Then that's great. I love that for her. I love that for them. I wish she didn't have to worry because worry causes stress and wrinkles. And nobody likes that. But if she happy with it, okay. And by the way, the interview was with Bloomberg.
Okay.
So yeah, as for me at my house, I feel like because if y'all have read her books, the first one is We're Gonna Need More Wine, and then the second one is We're Gonna Need Something Stronger, or You Got Anything Stronger. In the first book, she talked about how he has way more money than her, and so sometimes in the relationship, he would kind of make her feel like this my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like she kind of felt like she was just living in his house or just doing his things. And then also because he was still playing, their schedules were kind of they revolved around him because if he moved, then it's like the family had to move. So it kind of was all about him. And I think that she decided she wanted to be 50-50 so she could also feel important in the relationship. So she could also like have a say so, have a voice kind of
A
thing.
sense of power.
Yeah, I feel like I am not that independent. I'm sorry. If my man, because I think he's worth like 170 million or something like that, and I believe she's worth 40, and I'm sure it's probably more than that. You know, that's just what Google said.
Right.
Let that man pay them damn bills. Why would I be sitting up worried about I may not have enough money? Why would I do that? Why? Like I don't know, but that's just me. I know how to I know how to sit back and let a man handle things. Okay. So it wouldn't be a problem for me. Now, I do know she still like take care of a lot of her family and like her parents and stuff. So like I don't know. And to be honest, I don't know a man that would even want his wife out here saying that. Like real loud in
Right.
public. Like, oh, I don't know.
Well,
We
I
going
think
50 and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pay the bills I got because we going 50-50. Ew, that gives me the ick.
I think for her, it's always a being about, at least from the outside looking in, because I don't want to. I ain't gonna talk about they married. I ain't.
Right.
Look,
We don't
as an
know.
unmarried
Come on.
single woman, I ain't
Yeah.
got. I ain't got no. If you want to holler at me, holler at me. I ain't gonna talk about the marriage. But what I would say is, I think from like reading Gabrielle's book and listening to her talk in interviews and just knowing a little bit of her story, I think that because of the assault and things that have happened in her life, she
Yes.
really has a. And I can speak to this just because I can kind of relate in some things when something has been taken away from you without you willingly giving it up. It's like everything that you get after that, you hold really tight and you like to have control or you like to have power in the situation because you know what it feels like not to have it.
Have it.
And I think that Gabrielle, throughout her life, unfortunately, because of that trauma, has operated in the space of trying to maintain a sense of control.
I also
I think
think
we see that throughout everything she says, even in her interviews, down to her having a baby. This lady was willing, and this is not to berate or belittle her, but she was willing to sacrifice her own life, her own body, to try to give life. To have that sense of control.
And I don't think her trying to have the baby was a sense of control. I think it was just like a yearning for something that like because okay, if y'all also like read her books, it made me understand her so much more. Like I'm be honest, she's never been like my favorite celebrity because I always got like the bitchy vibes from her. But when I read her book, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Like the black girl grows up in like white suburbia, always has to be on, grew up around white girls. So that explains the like kind of white girl esque, like uppity. But also since she has to be the best all the time, she's super duper competitive. And like she has this like need to be like everybody else or like better. Because I also feel like with her and Dwayne, sometimes I feel like it's like a little silent competition. So I feel like that could also be why she's doing 50-50. Like, so because they going back and forth. I don't know, but I don't think her having the baby was like a need to control. I think she was getting like desperate, if I'm gonna be honest, because she was exhausting all these different ways to have the baby, and nothing was working. And then she finally figured out that she just can't have kids. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he went off and had that baby with the side girl while she was still trying to be on her pregnancy journey, which was fucked up. For that alone, I wouldn't touch a bill.
Hey, I don't know what. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. If I was married to a millionaire,
a multi-millionaire,
I'm not gonna say I wouldn't pay a bill because some bills is less than others. So that cable bill might only be $300 a month. I wouldn't mind taking care of the $300 cable bill. Like, I'll put $300 on it. Like, you know, if you paying this $10,000 a month mortgage, I'll pay the $300 direct TV bill. That's cool. So I wouldn't say that going 50, because I think 50-50 sound like it, I think when we hear 50-50, it sounds like everything is smack dab down the middle, when it might not be 50-50 like that. It might be like, okay, I'm doing Dwayne, since you make the most money, you got the mortgage, the school tuition for the kids, the you know, the big stuff, and then since I make less, I'll make sure we got groceries and the Wi-Fi on and the, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. So maybe that's 50-50. We don't really understand. We don't know the ins and outs of 50-50. I won't say I would be totally against it, because I wouldn't mind paying a couple bills if you're doing the big stuff. You know, I get a couple, I got to change. I pay a couple of things, you know, make sure everything good. So I don't know like I said, I think it's more boils down for her just to have that sense of power, that sense of control, since she's been in so many situations where the control is taken away from her.
Yeah.
I do think that she needs to probably, and I'm sure she does, talk to a therapist about some of that, because I wouldn't be putting that on this. Ain't no way I'm a multimillionaire or adjacent to a multimillionaire and I'm worried about a bill getting paid. I'm just gonna be honest. But I pay I'm not going to stress about it, because at that point you got too much money to be worried about how the bill's getting paid.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, that's crazy.
Right. I agree. I agree.
That's how I feel. At the end
Nobody
of the day,
in that household should worry about a bill being paid.
Because if she felt like powerless in her house, that's a conversation. Y'all need to have. You need to talk to your man about the way that he like running his house, and like y'all's dynamic and y'all's communication. That's a communication problem.
That might not even be something that he's doing. That's what I'm saying. I think it's more Gabrielle's kind of fucked up in the head. If you read her book, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, Miss Union, if you see this, because this is coming from somebody who is fucked up in the head too. But when you experience certain traumas and certain things, it's just certain shit that ain't gonna leave you. You learn to live with it and you process it, but it's still subconsciously inside of you. So Dwayne might not be walking through currently. Now, he might have been in the past, but he might not be like, this my shit and da-da-da-da now. But because in her head, that's still something she's always fighting. She's just like, I always got to make sure I maintain this sense of control.
Yeah.
Or some women, like, because I think she's been married before, she might be like, hey, you know, I understand that this marriage stuff don't last forever, so I want to make sure I still have certain things in place so that if shit hit the fan, I'm good.
Yeah, but what that ain't got nothing to do with paying half. If she was making sure she was good, she'd be putting her money up, because her first husband basically had her paying for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Look, Miss Union,
God bless y'all. God bless y'all.
You want to come to the podcast? This is a safe space. We're not going to berate you or belittle you. We have some questions. We want to know so that we too can possibly find a husband one day. Now, I won't say find one to pay 50-50 with, but you know, maybe you have some insight to bestow upon us young women.
What Victoria said yesterday, I ain't paying 50-50 with nobody who like to get their salad tossed. I won't do it.
I ain't gonna speak on the tossing of the salads. So, I ain't got nothing to do with the tossing of the lettuce and the spinaches.
Now, marriage, tell us about the clip you saw with Jeannie and who was Adrian? Jeannie and Adrian.
Yeah, well, it was from The Real. As we know, The Real has been canceled. Which It's fine. But this was a clip that I saw on TikTok, and they were just talking
Leave
about,
the real alone.
I ain't gonna lie, the real was horrible to me after Tamar left. And it really went downhill when they brought Gabrielle Boudivaise on there. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't want to hear. I think Gabrielle Boudivaise is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
She's amazing. Gorgeous gowns. But I don't want to hear her. I don't want to hear Fancy's opinion.
Okay? I ain't gonna lie to you. She made more sense than a lot of them on the damn stage half of the time. I liked it for the girl talk. Like I was good off the games and stuff, but I did like.
But they wasn't being real. I hate shows where they be like, the real, we gonna get, like, same thing for Red Table Talk. We was talking about this the other day with Jada. It's like, y'all want to advertise this shit as being the real, but when it's time to really be real, y'all ain't real. You ain't being real.
Yeah,
that was the thing about the real that I didn't like. I like up there tap dancing.
Yeah, I like the real. I just think I don't know. Once Tamar left, my favorite part of the reel was the girl talk. Like when they would do the
little girl chat
or whatever. Yeah, like the girl chat. That was my favorite part because I just like to hear their opinions on things and like if they disagreed or whatever. But it was because I ain't gonna lie, even Adrienne, she used to be kind of like she'd be 10 toes down for the Kardashians every time. And then like Jeannie sometimes would say some shit that didn't make no sense. And then Lonnie be giving a side eye.
Jeannie got better after she got divorced. I ain't gonna lie. Jeannie, when she was with the white man,
yeah,
I'd be like,
take this as an example, girls.
And then when she got single, I ain't even talking about when she got with Jeezy, but when she got single, her opinion, her thought, everything expounded. And it's like she made a lot more sense. I used that to say with the clip that went around, Adrienne was like, and this was after she got with Israel Houghton, her husband now. She was just like, I really wanted to find Houghton. I'm sorry. Houghton. The gospel singer. Hell, y'all know who I'm talking about. Well, he made that song. Did he make that song? He knows my name.
Yeah.
You know that gospel song? Yeah, he knows my name.
My favorite song by him is what's that song? Moving Forward.
How'd that go?
He makes all things new. Yes, he makes. It's more of a worship song, but that's my favorite song by him.
Oh. I am not forgotten. I am not forgotten. I am not forgotten. He knows my name.
Hey.
I like that one. But anyways, back to the clip. Adrienne was like, I wanted to find someone who I was gonna love even if we were broke together. And that was something that I was looking for in my life. And when I found my husband, that's the point. That's one of the reasons why I got married to him. And then Jeannie was like, yeah, that's cool to say, but your husband is financially stable, so you can't really say that you're willing to marry somebody even if they broke, because you ain't married nobody who was broke. And then she went on to say, she said she agreed with what Garcelle said, and they didn't show that part in the clip, but she was basically saying that, like, for her, when it comes to being married and being in a relationship, it can't just be based on love. You need more attributes to actually have a successful marriage and relationship, because at the end of the day, what does love do? Love don't pay no bills. Love don't keep the lights on. Love don't keep food in the fridge. Love is just love. So she was saying you need more than that to really sustain. So I just thought, like, do we agree? Do we feel like, can you just be with somebody, you know, based upon the love? Like, you know, you really care about this person, they love you, they wouldn't, you know, let harm happen to you? Or does a relationship really need more than just the emotion of love and the feeling of love to truly sustain throughout time?
I absolutely think that you need more than love, because I mean, after a while, niggas still get on your nerves, or like you said, don't pay the bills, or it's not gonna buy us a house, or, you know, take care of the kids. Like, I don't think that love is just enough. It's so many things. Like, I need trust, I need commitment, I need us to communicate, I want to feel safe. I like, what kind of person are you? Are you a believer? Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Like, it's just so many things. Like, do you brush your damn teeth? Do you wash your ass? Like, do you clean up? Are you gonna take care of me if I'm sick?
Do you believe in therapy? Because that's a non-negotiable for me. I need a motherfucker who believes in going to sit down and talk to somebody. Because we ain't gonna be able to figure everything out. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, the more that I'm like getting older and I'm changing myself, I feel the same way. I want somebody that's like also doing the same thing so we can be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Or just like that I can be able to talk about my growth with the person, and they know from their own experience or something. You know what I'm saying? So I get that, but I absolutely think that you need more than love. Hell, that's why a lot of times people don't marry for love. That's why people be on these podcasts talking about,
And the
like,
people who do don't last long.
I mean, yeah, I think it has to be with the right person. I think it's not just love. Like, some people, they get lucky and they quickly get married or whatever, and then they're able to work it out because they found the right person to do that with. But I think with others, it can be more of a love that grows. Like, you grow to love somebody, or women do that.
My
Hell,
grandma always told me, you can learn to love a man. Okay? And what
yeah.
that means is, if he already coming with everything else and you like, I like him, I enjoy being around him, but you ain't head over heels, you can become head over heels. You can grow in love. I can learn to love you. I ain't gotta be, but if you're doing everything else right, the love will come.
That's fine. Hell, you know how hard it is to find all of that?
Say it one more time. Do you know I love myself. Let's be honest. I'm gonna be a little toxic. I'm gonna be a little toxic because I've been dating and I've been out here and I've been surveying and things. I can love myself. Right now, I ain't looking for a nigga who just gonna love me. I keep telling that. Every time I meet a guy, I tell him, I'm just gonna be quite frank, quite honest with you. My plate right now is already full because I have to worry about everything in my life. Everything. And sometimes I got to worry about what's going on in my mama's life. I might have to help her out with something, get something for her or anything else. So it's like, if you as a man are going to come into my life, you got to be willing to take some off the plate. Now, if you're taking off the plate is, I'm going to make sure your car gets washed and get a little oil change. Cool. If you're taking off my plate is, oh, I want to make sure she have dinner every now and then because I know she be stressed out. Cool. If taking off my plate is, I know she like to get her back blown out at least 3-4 times a week. So I want to make sure that I excel in blowing her back out 3 to 4 times a week. Great. But if you just trying to come around here and just exist, just to be here and be present, and I still got to worry about all the shit that I'm already worrying about on top of worrying about your ass too, fuck no.
Yeah, that's like a child.
I mean that.
That's like having a child.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And if that comes across as me being, monetary and financial and I only care about money, then so fucking be it. But don't no woman, let me not say woman. This woman don't want no man coming around who ain't taking shit off the plate. I'm just like, because it's vice versa. You gonna want me to take some shit off your plate.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
People don't have no problem asking you for no vagina. Why you can't get my car washed? You ain't got no problem coming over here wearing my damn sofa out. Why you can't help me pay for the damn sofa? The math don't be mathy. But I don't know. Women been marrying for things and for hell. For most of the time, when women have got married in the past, it was not even for love. Hell, sometimes they ain't even know the nigga they married. Their parents was like, they got a lot of money and they got some land.
That's a good nigga right there. That's a good man, Savannah.
Yeah, exactly. They got 4 goats and a pond over there. You might want to be with him. Like, figure it out. Like, I think sometimes men don't realize, like, women can set aside feelings just as much as they can, for real, because for the most part, hell, for a long time, nobody cared about our feelings.
Nobody still don't.
Nobody. So I absolutely think, you need more than love. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all need it.
And speaking on that and providing insecurity, there was another clip that went viral. And it was a sit down. Let me see if I can pull up the name of it. Ignore that video that y'all heard playing. I'm trying to see if I can get the name of the interview, but it was a group of black men.
We have this very blanket definition of what that means. So we think it's money, taking care of bills, and so on and so forth. You ask a woman who was married in 1922, providing might have looked like control to her. She's not able to go out. She's not able to go work.
She can't get a credit card in her own name. The structure of the society is different in 1922. She can't buy property by herself.
She want to leave old Earl that everybody in the community thinks is, like this positive.
She can't vote yet.
She can't vote. That, for her, providing was maybe control.
Yeah.
For, I think, everybody at this table, now that we're more self-actualized men, we should know a little better, just a little bit.
A little bit.
Than 100 years ago, just a little bit. But I think for us now, we know providing is more so aligned with security.
Yes.
Just making sure we have what we need at home. And like you said, Ali, like, security might look like, providing might look like making sure that your wife is emotionally taken care of. Mine don't need me.
Dude, the financial, she might not need your money. The deep waters. People have things deeper than financial concerns in their spiritual life, their mental life, their emotional life. And that is where a partner can really, you earn your bucks. Yeah. How do you hold somebody up when they feel spiritually weak, mentally weak? Do you offer yourself, or do you crush on people when they're down? These are the valuable qualities in a person when you don't have the courage. Sometimes you hold your partner's courage when they don't have the strength to believe in something they want to do, something they want to fix,
they were sitting down and they were basically talking about what does security look like in 2023, because they were basically talking about how, like, a lot of men nowadays, they'll hear a woman say she wants a man to provide security, and men hear financial, like she just want a man with money. And he was just saying, maybe like in 1922, when you compared it, back then it was a lot of just financial, because women's rights were different. Women couldn't have a bank account, women couldn't own a home, women couldn't do this, women couldn't do that. So I had to be with a man who had his money together, because if his money was together, then my money was gonna be together, because his money, it literally was my money. That's all I had. But now in 2023, I think that, again, there's always this conversation about money, when a lot of times, yes, a lot of women do want you to provide financially in some aspects, but a lot of time it's so much more to provide and to keep somebody secure beyond just the money. And they were just saying, like, a lot of times now, more women are financially stable, so we're not even getting with you for your money, but we are looking for security in our emotions. Are you going to validate me? Are you going to be the shoulder that I can cry on? Are you going to be the person that I can depend on if I ain't got nobody else to? Are you going to pray for me? And not just tell me, hey, I pray for you. Are you going to pray with me and pray for me? Like, there's just so many other levels to security that I think men, unfortunately, haven't been either taught or shown to understand, that, like, when a woman says, I want a man who's going to provide for me, it's not just, I want a nigga who gonna give me stacks of money all the time.
Yeah. Or gifts or whatever. I agree. Again, I just want us all to do better. It's like, it's so much. I don't even know where to start. If we really want to go there, this is kind of what Yella meant when she asked her about the bus driver. Because she was asking her, like, if you could be with a man that was just a good man that give you everything but the money, would you date with him? She just said bus driver as an example. not to like put them down, but that's what she was meaning, because nowadays women don't always need men for their money, because they have their own, but we need them for other things, like, do I feel safe? If do I feel good about having kids with you? You know, do I feel like you're not a shady person? And can I trust you with my life? You know, can I trust you to help my mother out? Can I trust you to, if we go on a trip, you know, can I trust you to handle things or whatever? Like, whatever your like list is of things that you want for the person that's not monetary, can you do that? That's what security is. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, being able to come home and us not argue, or, you know, not put your hands on me or not put me down, for you to support me, you know, for if I've been out at work all day, like, maybe you cooked, and if you've been out all day, I cooked, like, stuff like that. That's the kind of security that people be talking about, not just like gifts and, you know, monetary things or whatever. Like, all that stuff is, it's great, it's good. Of course, y'all know I love gifts. I love donations. Okay, that all the love languages is my love language. Okay, that is still on the table. Okay, but that's not the most important. Like, I value being able to have good conversation with somebody. I really just value being understood. And sometimes when I'm not understood, I start to get annoyed. I start to get, it's getting real funny, and not funny, haha. Okay.
And I would say also, it's like, okay, if we look at it from the male point of view, like, okay, if you are showing up just financially and you are just giving money, there's a lot of situations where we hear women, they'll be with a rich guy, or we watch movies and the people are rich, but then the woman's like, you don't talk to me, you don't ask me how my day was, you don't hold me, you don't, you know. It's, again, it doesn't always boil down to the money, because it's like, even if you do have the money, what else are you bringing to the fucking table? Because don't nobody want to be with a rich nigga who won't hug them, kiss them, and tell them they love them. You ain't got the emotional capacity to even be present in a relationship with me. All you can do is throw money at the situation. That's not gonna sustain.
I mean, just like we were just saying, love isn't enough. Just having money isn't enough. Like, I feel like in whoever it is that you date, yeah, of course, it's all, you know, general to whoever you want and whatever you want, their like needs and stuff. But just one thing isn't enough. Like, you got to be just the right amount of everything, really, I feel like. And the things that you lack just can't make a difference for that other person. Like, but you can't just be all money bags and no personality, no love, no affection. But
No
you can't be
spirituality.
all, yeah, no spirituality. But you can't be all love, hugs, and kisses and roses, and you ain't got no
And be
damn
broke.
it,
Right.
it can't be like two sides of a coin.
Either, right. Yeah, it can't be the far sides of the spectrum. There has to be a middle area. There has to be.
Yeah, it's got to. Like,
And I'm trying to find that motherfucker, because that's where all the single men the single men who want to be married is in the middle area somewhere in the Himalayas, because I keep meeting the sides of the spectrum, and I'm tired.
yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, one more crazy nigga, I'm gonna lose my shit on him. I am convinced.
yeah, I mean, hell, I'm with somebody and we still be figuring it out. I mean, sometimes I'm still unsure about things, and I'm sorry if you hear that. And I know he be listening and watching because he's nosy, but you know, sometimes he is. But sometimes I still be unsure about things. Like, now that I've turned 30,
You don't even look, girl. Wouldn't nobody even know if you ain't say nothing.
oh my God. The other day, my granddaddy had his birthday, because he's also a tourist gang. But he was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're 30.
Who asked you?
I'm not.
Your birthday, leave me alone.
But ever since I turned 30, I've just been like reevaluating things. Like, is this what I want? Is this something I want the rest of my life? You know, are these the kind of experiences I want to have the rest of my life? Are there different things out there? You know, am I cheating myself by not experiencing everything or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the kind of thoughts I've been having. So it's not a bad thing. I don't think that it always is like it comes from a place of malice. It just comes from a place of self-reflection, really.
And growth.
But
You can, and we've said this on the podcast before, just in general, you can outgrow people, you know? So sometimes you good, they good, but y'all just paths go in different directions, you know?
yeah.
Sometimes things circle back around and all of that. But yeah, for me, it's just providing for me is more than money. Is the money included? Yes. But I've never been the type of girl where I've been looking for a nigga to just do every little thing for me. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not how I was raised. That's not what I'm used to. But again, I am looking for somebody who is willing to take a couple of things off the plate. Just like I would be willing to do that for them. Like it's got to be some give and take. Like they said in what was it? Why Did I Get Married? It's like it's a give. A marriage is give and take. It's give and take. And some of y'all watch Why Did I Get Married, but you didn't really pay attention to that 80-20 rule, because a lot of y'all out here chasing them 20%, and y'all be mad like fuck every single time when your 20% start acting like a 20%.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
really, I think, what a lot of men, I mean, I ain't gonna generalize, let me not say that, but I feel like from the outside looking in, a lot of these podcast dudes and these men who get on the TikTok and they go on their soapbox and they be like, these females and these women only care about money and they want you to be those niggas cut from that cloth.
Yeah. I think they're dense because they be missing the point. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all be chasing them 20s, because if you was chasing an 80, you wouldn't be having them. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest.
Like, you chasing girls who all they want is money. Like, you're literally chasing like an aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of girl, that category of girl who, yeah, they want money. They ain't talking to niggas but the niggas that got money.
All right, y'all. We had a little technical difficulty. We had a little boop, boop, boop. So we had to go out, re-record another, start back over. All right, but this is us coming back so we can close out the show. But
Yes.
just to circle back and end our conversation, we were talking about what men providing looked like for us. And we both agreed that it's more than financial. It's emotional, it's spiritual, it's physical, it's everything. Women just want to feel protected and provided for in all aspects of life. So it's like, even if you ain't bringing multi-millions to the table, again, are you providing for me by praying for me? Are you providing for me by listening to me talk when I come home from work? Are you providing for me by, understanding that maybe I'm a nurse or something, I walk on my feet all day, so I need my feet rubbed when I come home? It's just like all things. It's paying attention to detail, which is something that a lot of men don't do. But if you do that, you'll probably be a little bit better at understanding what providing is. Now, providing is different for all women, so I don't want y'all to generalize that when you hear it, because you might meet a girl and that's what she want, the money. But, just understand that's what you need.
Right.
So, we did want to...
I was going to say real quick, I can't say that everybody don't, like, pay attention to details, because there's a lot of men out there that, like, care, so they make it their business.
I haven't met none.
To know. I've experienced that, like, people make it their business to know, like, what you like and things like that. I've experienced that. But I would say men, they not very detail oriented. You know what I'm saying? So that's just not how they're wired, I don't think. But child, you can have whatever it is you want out there. Just date with purpose and communicate what it is that you want, and don't settle. And what Lori Harvey said, remember that you are the prize. Remember, you're the prize.
Nah, what Kim say? You need to get your ass up and work.
Yeah, all of that.
Beyonce has started her tour, so we're really excited about that. She looks amazing per usual. She sounds amazing per usual. I mean, she's Beyonce.
Beautiful sound.
Nothing less.
Unique.
What's that? In the little costume.
I cannot wait. I don't think you understand.
I'm not gonna have a voice. I already know I'm going to lose my voice. Like, I keep trying to tell my mom, like, I want you to understand that I'm acting an ass. Like, if she thought I was cutting up at the Luda and Janet, she's gonna want to disown me when we get done with Beyonce.
Baby.
Because the whole time I'm gonna be up. Unicorn is the uniform you put on. Yeah. When you perform.
Yeah, all of that. You know how I was last time. I'm up.
And we was cutting up the whole time.
And I don't give a damn.
When Hallie and Chloe was on stage. Okay.
I don't care nothing about it.
World, I'm grown now. I'm grown.
That's my girl.
We was in the crowd hype. So we're gonna talk more about Beyonce once we see more of the shows. I'll go to the show in Nashville in July.
I'm going in September in New Orleans.
Okay. So we will give updates as we go to the shows and all of that. But she looks gorgeous. I'm ready for her to come to the States because she over there in Europe. Y'all being a little dry. I've seen the clips, and the fact that I can hear Beyonce singing lets me know y'all ain't loud enough. I should not be able to hear. And y'all be in Club Renaissance. So y'all paid all that damn money to stand there and look. Hell no, I would have been down there
doing the dance routine.
Okay. They would have been like, is she having a seizure? No, I'm excited. I'm over here living my life. I'm not about to be down there in Club Renaissance not cutting up. That's why I didn't buy no tickets, because I was like, you know what? I ain't ready for that type of cut up. I'm
really hoping that the Lord, I've been seeing some TikToks where these white girls, they was like, oh, we were just walking around and they upgraded our tickets. Lord, please.
You gonna have to be one of them people who get to the concert at like 4:00 in the morning. You standing outside the gate, knocking on the door.
That's what I did. I'm gonna go back and come in and see, can I get some points?
They probably did. You know them white girls, they be out there sleeping in a car and shit.
And the way I'm not finna spend the night in New Orleans.
They be like spending the night in the car before the Beyonce concert so that we can be there when they open the gates. They be doing wild stuff. I'm good with my little lower level tickets. Look,
I don't need to Beyonce. Beyonce would probably be like, baby, go to your hotel room. Like, come on now. Go to your hotel room. Blue gonna look down at you like, on that mean.
She said, I already told you, I ain't never seen a ceiling in my whole life.
Sleep in the car.
Y'all seeing the ceiling on this car? Not for me. Not the lifestyle I live. But yeah, we will continue to watch those clips. I'm enjoying all the clips. Make sure y'all keep posting those.
Definitely.
And again, like, I don't know how much we can say this, but we appreciate y'all rocking with us for 100 fucking episodes. Like,
100.
We appreciate y'all, all 79 of our subscribers. Y'all some real ones. We gonna remember the 79 that was down with us at the bottom, because when we get to that top, I'm telling y'all, I believe it. I believe in speaking over us. I believe in speaking life into us. And we've been doing it this far, and I feel like it's been working for us. So we're going to continue to do it. And we really do appreciate y'all and for growing with us and just sticking with us. Because I ain't gonna lie, some of them earlier episodes, if y'all go back, that is not me. That is not me. I don't know who it was. But
I do that every now and then. I go back and listen to some of our older episodes, and I be like, ooh. And you know what? Before we blow up, we need to take a few of them down, because I ain't gonna lie, they gonna be canceled us.
I was a fool and also dumb. Like, some of that stuff, like, especially some of them episodes where I was still under 25 in. Woo! The thought process and the things that I said and the way I just understood the world was very naive. Like, I can say that as a person who is grown. Like, I was dumber than a sack of rocks. There's just a lot of things that I would say, and it was not calculated at all.
Yeah.
So thanks for continue to rock with us and laugh with us and all of that, and make sure you continue to follow us, share us. The follow is always down here at _BBPC. You can follow me on my personal page at The Real Abnayana. Now, if y'all gonna come in my DMs trying to claim a nigga, make sure it's your nigga to claim. Okay? I mean, I'm gonna just say that. Don't Barbara and Shirley me, because you might end up as Barbara and Shirley.
Because he said he don't know you. I don't know if that's your fake page, sis, or what, but he said he don't know you. And he doing other things too. So you might want to DM him. You can follow me on Instagram at _ the real Jessica Monique. You can follow me on TikTok at the real Jessica _ Monique. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, y'all. Just blessings, beautiful gowns, gorgeous gowns. We love y'all.
Sprinkle.
Sprinkle, sprinkle. And we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Love y'all.
Mwah.